Hi, welcome to my channel, and today we're starting off the video by sketching some wings. Not chicken wings, maybe chicken wings, bird wings? Wings. Yeah. I'm gonna be redrawing a Davesprite that I drew back in December when I switched to my iPad and not my Wacom. I didn't have a way to record that then, but I'm pretty sure my channel was on hiatus anyway, so it never saw the light of day. But I'll show it to you now. One reason that I wanted to redraw this is because I had never really drawn wings before. Like, you know, you draw wings in the sense of like, oh look, I just scribbled out some things that look vaguely wing-like. But I wanted to actually try to draw wings when I drew this Davesprite. And I used references, but I think that the wings were, because I was relying mostly on the reference and not really having my own understanding of how wings are structured and why things lay the way they do. I don't think that I was able to really stylize it so that the wings and Davesprite looked, I guess, the same style. I mean, I guess it looks okay, but it just didn't seem like a cohesive piece to me. So when I decided to redraw this, I wanted to actually take the time to practice and see how the feather segments work and overlay and what kind of feathers go where and what lengths of feathers and how they bend and what the bones are like and anatomy and blah 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 blah, that stuff. Yeah. So basically I wanted to do a cool art thing and make it homestuck because, I mean, what else do you do? What else do you do? What else do you expect from this channel? It's not going away, okay? Like, you know, we have Tubby Custard and we have Homestuck. There is no in between. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It's not gonna stop. I'm giving you a chance to just reevaluate your life. Okay, nope. You've reevaluated, you're still here. We're gonna redraw Davesprite. Let's go. Okay. So I started off doing this part like I would drawing any other humanoid thing that I would draw. I've had this idea for a while where Davesprite is falling or flying, I guess, upside down, but the wisp of his tail just says sup because it's, you know, it's Dave. He's just what he do. He's a cool guy. And I wanted to actually draw the torso in before I put the shirt over it. That's something that I've been trying to do, partly because it gives me some practice on male anatomy, which I have been more into practicing lately, as opposed to female anatomy. Because for a long time I was like, no, I just draw girls. I'm good at it. I just draw girls. But no, we're not doing that here anymore. We're practicing all the things, all of them. Yes. But also one thing I noticed about the Davesprite was that he was supposed to be scrawny, but instead of drawing like the torso underneath, I kind of just drew like a vague ribcage shape and then put the shirt over top of that, and it felt like it didn't really read as well as it could. Also, putting the torso underneath it like that kind of helps me decide where to put clothing folds, which is something else that I want to practice in the future. But yeah, you know, where it stands, I'm okay with it. I just would like it to be better at some point. Anyway, we're not talking about what I want to improve. We're talking about the orange creamsicle man. That is not the Tubby Custard man. I did take advantage of the I want to say the flippy tool, but you know, I selected the wings and flipped them, just because if you can take shortcuts, you kind of should. Not all the time though. I think it worked out for this since it was supposed to be more of a logo and less of like a fluid illustration. But you know, it's not a bad thing to take shortcuts, and I'm saying this just because I have been busting out 4 comic pages a week for a month, and if I took as long on one of those pages as I did on Davesprite, I would be an insane person. Also, I have started to switch programs again. I'm still playing around on my iPad because I can't really decide what I want to do. I'm on Procreate now. I really like this time-lapse feature because I think it's a little bit easier on the eyes, where I don't have to constantly be jarring the screen around, you know, to turn the canvas and then speed it up. I kind of have a little bit more, I don't have to be as conscious of that kind of thing. I can zoom in as close as I want and then zoom back out to check it and then zoom back in, and then it doesn't look like, it doesn't make you feel like you're gonna throw up when you're watching the speed paint of it later, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So for the coloring of this, Davesprite is pretty monochrome orange. So I knew for highlights I wanted to add yellows, and for shadows I wanted to add reds. But one thing that I really wanted to add was purple into it, so I definitely tried to make an excuse to do that. Procreate doesn't have the fancy blur tool that I really like on Metabang, so I kind of had to make do with that. The airbrush is pretty soft though, so I took advantage of using the airbrush to try to soften out edges and blend some things together. But other than that, I'm still trying to learn this program, so I'm not doing anything too big in it right now. This is probably the biggest thing I've done in it so far. But one thing that I noticed when I was sketching the wings and then also looking at other references was the top layer of wing. I don't know how to explain it. I don't remember the terms. I just know shapes. But the on top part of the wing is more heavily shadowed, oh my gosh, now I forgot English, than the feathers on the bottom. So I tried really hard on the tips of the wing to lighten them with the brightest yellow, and then later when I change the line art color, I make the lines a very bright yellow, so it makes it seem more like light is coming through them where they're thinner and at the ends. And then I used red and like this purpley pinkish color underneath one of the layers of feather to push that deeper and show that there's depth there. I really like doing stuff like that, and I really like changing the color of the line art to make it pop even more. There's not really a gradient tool to speak of on Procreate either, so you sort of have to manually play with your own. I really like the soft airbrush for trying to create a gradient. I don't think I can make one as subtle as I would like to, but I mean, it worked out for my own purposes. Also, I didn't, you know, I've said this a few times in my videos, I get very stubborn and I don't like to look things up. I want to play with the settings first and figure out what I can figure out on my own before I start Googling things. But I did take advantage of layer masks and clipping masks and all that stuff to not go out of the boundary of the illustration, because like I said, I do want this to be more like a logo. It'd be cool to see it on like a t-shirt or have it as like a sticker or something. But one thing that I really liked about Clip Studio is that you can select outside of something and you can add a border to it, and it just automatically borders it, and you can tell it how many pixels you want, and it's incredible. Unfortunately for this, I had to go and do all that myself, which was kind of annoying, but I did it anyway, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I noticed when I was doing that, there were some spaces that didn't get filled. Procreate has like its pros and cons for sure, but I think that's the same with any program, and I have to say the pros kind of outweigh the cons. It's pretty simple to use, and once you get your pen settings the way you like them, I really enjoyed making this illustration. It went really fast. I think I had this done in 2 days once I got it sketched out. It really didn't take long at all. I did try to copy the color layer and fill it all white and then just spread it out, but I couldn't get it to spread evenly, so I ended up just doing this anyway. But yeah, I'm really happy with the colors that I got on it, and I'm happy with the versatility of the tools, and I think I would like to use Procreate more often. I'm gonna use it next week and do Zazzle and Franny stickers. So we'll see if I'm as happy with those as I was with the Alice sticker. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. There are links in the description where you can support the comic on Ko-fi, and I will do doodles for donations. I'm still working on a commission sheet, but my commissions are open. You can send me an email, which is also in the description, as well as links to my other social media. But yeah, that's about it. I will see you guys next week at noon EST for another video, unless I fail and upload the video at midnight instead of noon because I don't pay attention to the AM and the PM. I don't know what you want from me. I'm sorry. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.